Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Mid-Cap Radar. It's a good time to get some corporate conversation going. Let's welcome Boman Rustom Irani, the CMD of Keystone Realtors, to discuss their Q2 FY25 update, which was good this time around. Their pre-sales were up 129% on a YoY basis. Sequentially, it was higher as well. The area sold as well was up 184% on a YoY basis, 89% on a sequential basis. Mr. Irani, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, it's been a good show in Q2, and this is at a time when the industry otherwise has seen a quarter-on-quarter and a YoY decline as well. Can you tell us which are the projects which led to this growth? How much came in from the Thane project? Any new launches that contributed this time?
So thank you for having me on the show. And yes, you're right. We've more than doubled our pre-sales over last year as of right now. And we've done about 700 crores of sales in this year. At the same point of time, if you look at our half year, we're well above our guidance, and that's exactly what we are happy with. We're coming into a fantastic quarter now, and we expect the sales to be bumper in this quarter as well as in the last quarter of the year, which is the cyclical nature of our business. We're doing extremely well. We've launched 3 new projects in this quarter, and more importantly, we've launched our plotted developments, which are actually a higher ROE projects that we are taking on. And we've already guided that we will be growing our plotted developments as well, because we believe that the markets are totally ready for branded developers to be able to give plotted developments in the city, because land has always been something that people have wanted to invest in, and our project in Kasara is seeing a great amount of interest.
Okay. All right, Mr. Irani, thanks very much for joining in. Well, you're sounding extremely bullish in terms of future sales, but I just wanted to understand what the on-ground situation is, because in the past couple of days, we've heard that, two-wheeler sales might not be as robust as anticipated in the festive season. There's a slowdown in terms of purchases or, in terms of customer sentiment when it comes to companies such as Nestle as well. And obviously, the pre-sales haven't been as robust for all real estate companies. So are there any chinks in the armor which are showing now when it comes to demand, which you might be concerned about?
We will have to watch and see, but as of right now, with Diwali around the corner, we've seen a great amount of interest during Dasara. With Diwali around the corner, we are actually gearing up to boost the sales in this quarter. And as a matter of fact, I don't think what you're saying would apply to us, primarily because pre-sales have been extremely strong, and even the customer interest, the walk-ins that we've seen in the last quarter and even in this quarter right now, with our launch coming up, we are seeing great amount of traction on ground, and our teams are absolutely, I would like to say, totally charged up to be able to take care of the sales that is going to take place. But yes, I've been reading the reports about the pre-sales of the two-wheeler industry, and I can only say this, that they were at all-time highs, and even if they had to kind of mellow down a bit, it must have been because of Shraddh period earlier. But during Diwali, I'm certain that we will again see a great amount of growth taking place.
Sure, but isn't that the case for the real estate space as well? But
no,
nonetheless, yeah.
Real estate obviously is classified, like I told you, Mumbai is only 9 markets in one. And if you look at the way we are poised, we are in the higher end projects that we've launched in Warsaw is seeing a great amount of buying interest. Our project in Pali Hill is seeing a great amount of buying interest. The project that we are nearly completing in Prabhadevi is seeing a great amount of buying interest. And maybe it is this consumer base that is doing extremely well. I'm also pleased to say that Thane, where we had the launch in this last quarter, we saw a sizable amount of sale take place, and we are not seeing this happen to our projects as of right now, is all I can say.
Okay, so Mr. Irani, you spoke about Thane project seeing good response. How much of that project is sold, and do you think the entire project will be sold this year itself? And what's the launch pipeline looking like? Will you look at other markets? You're primarily in the MMR market, looking at redevelopment projects. Do you think any other geography interests you as well?
You've asked me so many questions, and I'm happy to answer them all. So start off with Thane sales. Look, I don't think we'll sell off the entire thing in 1 year. That is never our plan. Like we've guided in the past, once we launch a project, we usually sell about 35% of the stock in the first 6 months, which is what more or less our numbers are showing that we've done. After that, it's a sustained sale of about 40% through the life of the project. And these projects are about 3.5 years because they're high rises. And then about 20% of the sales we try and keep closer to the date of completion, and then finally on completion itself. But I want to state out here that, at Rustomji, the brand aura and our on-ground research has been so strong that once a project is launched, we've always seen success in it. And with these launches that have taken place, I'd like to give it an example of a rocket that is, already been put into space, and we are definitely on the orbit of success as of right now.
Okay. Give us a sense in terms of the festive season sales. I'm sure there might be an uptake if you could compare it on a year-on-year basis in terms of the trends that you're seeing, Mr. Irani. And also on pricing, how much pricing power do you have on your projects now?
So, let's start with your last question. I'm not someone who believes in or even desires to get the highest price. We're all about business plans because, we are an organized company. We really need to see volume in terms of sales. And towards that, your second question, what do I see as an uptake in this particular season of Diwali? The buying interest is huge. Pre-walk-ins have been extremely good. Consumers are, walking towards and trying to get a quick buy into our Verdant Vistas, which is a luxury project that we have launched in Thane, where larger apartments having Verdant Vistas being the kind of views that we have out there, and with the first time on many of the features that are being provided into buildings. So we are seeing a great amount of buy out there. I would say that this Diwali we will see an uptake of more than about 15% over at least the last Diwali also.
Okay. So, since I asked you so many questions, I think you missed the part where I said, what are the launches looking like in the second half? Because you spoke about bumper second half expected. And does that indicate that you'll be able to actually cross your pre-sales guidance of 3,000 crore rupees that you had given us earlier?
So fingers crossed on that one, but yes, we've already launched 5 of the 8 projects that we had guided for the year. We had said 2 projects per quarter. We had already launched 5 projects in half year, in the first half year. So yes, we are well online for that. And new projects always bring a new amount of buying power or rather selling power to our sales teams. And I'd like to say again out here that plotted developments and luxury outside of the immediate city itself is something that we are looking at that will boost our ROEs hugely. And we've seen great amount of sales take place in Kasara, and we are looking at more lands in that in the plotted development kind of portion that we will do.
All right, Mr. Irani, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us and giving us your perspective and talking about the Q2 update. Well, that's on Keystone Realtors. That stock, in fact, is up around 2.5% for the week. It's rallied around 13% this year. We'll take a short break, but as we do that, a small programming note as we slip into that break. As we prepare to ring in the festivities this Diwali, tune into CNBC-TV18's Market Movers Forum, 3 p.m. onwards on the 24th of October, featuring guests like Ramdev Agrawal, S. Narain, Nilesh Shah and others to help your portfolio prosper this Diwali.